So I watched Mortal Kombat 2 last night, and it was kinda awesome. What's up guys, this is SGA, here to give you my quick spoiler thoughts on Mortal Kombat 2. Again, this is a spoiler review, so watch the movie first, unless you genuinely don't care. Quick summary, it was definitely the Mortal Kombat film the fans, including myself, have always waited for, but in no way was the story perfect, nor was it ever going to be. Hot take? I don't think the storytelling was ever even good in the games either, but that never stopped them from being fun. You cared about the characters, which is what MK is all about. Let's get into the characters in this film. Karl Urban as Johnny Cage was definitely the standout here, which he had to be since he's our main guideline to this world. Like he should have been the first time. Having him be this retired actor who's had history in action franchise films and actual martial arts training ever since he was a kid was, I think, a pretty great direction for him in this film. And he was just straight up hilarious, especially in that fight with him versus Baraka. Personally, my favorite scene of the whole film. Sure, it would have been cooler to have seen Johnny Cage back in his prime as the cocky Hollywood star we all know and love, but honestly I didn't really mind him this way. His first tournament versus Katana was cool, but definitely felt a little underwhelming. He just got eliminated so quickly. Like, okay, whatever, let's not have the main character compete in Mortal Kombat for no less than 30 minutes or so. But seeing him finally get his green ore power in the end, doing his 4 thrust kick move was everything. And him hitting the split nut punch on Baraka. Also, Karl Urban's American accent was definitely noticeable more times than not. Maybe it's because I'm too used to seeing him in The Boys, and just in general I know he's not American, but it didn't take me out of it. Also, that Uncaged Fury movie looked amazing. Really wish we could actually get that film from New Line Cinema. Adeline Rudolph as Katana was pretty good as well. Starting off this film with her backstory, seeing her as a child witnessing her father being killed by Shao Kahn definitely set a more serious tone, and shows us just how threatening Shao Kahn is as a villain. Once Katana finally got her get back in the final tournament versus Shao, it was so satisfying. Shao Kahn himself here was definitely just as great as he is in the games. Not greatest live action villain of all time worthy, but definitely was great to see him in his iconic giant hammer. That Cole Young had a nice taste of. Served him up on a platter. Bro, they were really just trying to get rid of him at this point, as quickly as possible. They knew the MK fanbase did not mess with that man. How'd they just set him up like that? All that character work from the previous film for nothing. Sonya Blade was fun to see back. Her versus Sindel was pretty cool, especially that fatality she threw on her. Once that happened, I had to lock in and realize, oh yeah, this ain't PG-13. Kinda wasted Sindel though. Quan Chi was also very wasted, only serving as the resurrection guy and a walking punchline for Kano. Which of course had me on the floor, especially that Pennywise joke was so well delivered. Josh Lawson as Kano is seriously one of the best casting choices. He steals literally every scene he's in. I do wish they gave him his cybernetic enhancements like in the game. Here's to hoping it'll happen in MK3, whenever we'll get that. Liu Kang was great. His fight versus Kung Lao, who's been brought back by Quan Chi, was probably the best fight in the entire film. The way it was choreographed, the visuals, the setting, the score, the emotion behind these two once brothers fighting Mortal Kombat. Then when Liu Kang got the upper hand and had to kill Kung Lao, with his own bladed hat mind you, and promised that one day he would bring him back for real, that was actually kinda sad. Jax was back. He didn't really have too much to do here, but his sacrifice he made for his team was pretty great. Still sucks to see him go though, but I got a feeling Quan Chi's gonna bring him back in the next film or something. Scorpion was back and had his rematch with Bi-Han once again, only this time he's Noob Saibot, and this time the fight took place on NetherRealm. It was so awesome, man. Hanzo definitely didn't feel needed here, but he's my favorite MK character, so I was still happy to see him. Kinda forgot Raiden was even in this, and that sucks. He really didn't have much to do after he had his throat slit by evil Kung Lao. Of course he healed in the end, but, you know, still. This film's tone definitely kind of felt all over the place. Never knew if it wanted to take itself either too seriously or not even at all. And not every joke or emotional beat worked for me that much. Like the character Jade for instance, I didn't really care for her. You're supposed to believe she's more of a sister to Katana than her bodyguard, but their relationship never felt fully fleshed out to me. The tournament itself also didn't really feel that important as it should be. But again, the games never really put that much effort into the story either, but I at least felt the weight of those tournaments. You'd expect the film adaptation to have more of a compelling and coherent plot because, well, it's a film. To be fair, I've only played MK 9 through 11 as a kid, so I can't necessarily speak for outside of just those 3 games. Overall, this film was definitely a great time at the theaters, and I saw it in IMAX, which definitely amped my experience for sure. I'm gonna give Mortal Kombat 2 3.5 stars. If you're a huge or even a casual Mortal Kombat fan, you'll love this film, regardless of its flaws. Casual audiences will have a blast with this too, I believe. And that's the end of this review. I've been SGA, stay safe ski.